Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mostlydeaddotcom and today we're gonna get into something a little bit different. You guys know I love everything to do with makeup and anything spooky. So I'm gonna combine those two things together today. Now, before you say anything, yes, I know it's Christmas, it's the holiday season. Why am I doing anything creepy? Louise, you should just turn yourself into an elf and shut up. No, that's not my vibe. But it is related to the holiday season because today we're going to get into the legend of Krampus. And I'll be turning myself into him at the same time. So let's get into this much creepier version of Christmas. So whilst I glue down my eyebrows, let's get into this. So we all know that Santa makes a naughty list. And usually those are the kids that get coal on Christmas Day. But what if that list was made for someone else, aka Krampus, also known as the Christmas Devil? So at this point I was like, what the hell is a Krampus? And I just went down the Krampus rabbit hole. Then I realized this thing wasn't something you just wanted to run into, and that I was gonna need a lot of prosthetics for this look, because he is a half goat, half demon with fangs, horns, dark hair, glowing red eyes, the works. And it's normally covered with chains and bells. This is gonna be fun. I don't know if this is gonna affect my speech, but whatever. I can kind of breathe through it. Krampus, much like Santa Claus, punishes naughty children. But Krampus isn't gonna show up with a bag of coal. I'm sure he'd throw one at you if he got the chance. But that's not what he does. What he does is much, much worse. And before I tell you this, just remember that this is something quite a few cultures will tell their kids will happen to them if they misbehave. So Krampus would come and he would beat naughty children with birch sticks. Now, these kids that got beat with the birch sticks were the lucky ones. So, teeny disclaimer here, it gets much worse. Much, much worse. Okay, so I warned you, here we go. Other kids would have also been drowned in a lake, but still, those aren't even the worst behaved kids. For the really, really bad ones, he would shove them in his sack, much like Santa's sack, where he carried all his presents. Krampus had his own version, obviously, where he would shove the really naughty kids in and take them back to his lair in hell, where he would then eat them. This got really dark really quickly. So these really naughty kids never had a chance. And all of this would happen on Krampus night, on the 5th of December. So if you're watching this video now, you made it. Krampus didn't get you this year, which is all we needed in 2020. But right after, on the 6th of December, you would have St. Nicholas Day, where all the kids that had avoided Krampus because of their good behavior, or the ones that had survived Krampus, would get their presents. And basically, the better you behaved that year, the better the present you would get. So now, these kids that have been beaten with birch sticks are waking up expecting, hopefully, after that, they get a present and then they wake up to one sock. It's not okay. Stop laughing, Louise. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's not funny. I know it's not funny. And whilst I'm learning all of this, I'm just thinking, wait, this is something that people tell their kids. And yeah, it is. Kids are told this will happen to them if they misbehave, that they're gonna be dragged to hell and eaten. So once I knew what Krampus was and what he did, I needed to know how he came to be and how this child-eating monster got associated with an amazing holiday, which is Christmas. Don't get me wrong, I like everything spooky, but I also like Christmas. So yet again, I went down another Krampus rabbit hole to find out its origin. I had to get out of my hoodie, one because Krampus wouldn't be wearing a hoodie, and two because I'm getting into some body paint now. So tube top it is. So whilst I was looking into this, I found that he was very popular in Central European countries. He has roots in Germany, but it's not 100% sure that's his origin. But the word Krampus comes from the German word Krampen, and that means clothes, which in turn connects him to Christmas, Santa Claus. They used to celebrate Christmas early, which would also explain why Krampus comes on the 5th of December and Saint Nicholas Day is on the 6th. But most believe he originates from pagan beliefs, where he first appeared in pagan winter festivals, where men would dress up in masks and fur coats. But these festivals had nothing to do with Christmas besides happening around the same time. Also, this is gonna take me forever, so we gotta speed through this. This is looking more like a gargoyle at the moment than Krampus, but I'm sure I'll get there. So after a little bit more digging, I found another origin story for Krampus that had a little bit more info on exactly how he came to be. And this one comes from Austria, where they have a similar representation of Krampus called Pöchter. But Pöchter seems to be more a combination of Santa and Krampus in one. So Pöchter is basically this winter goddess that represents both punishment and reward. And she would come on the 12 days of Christmas. And during these 12 days of Christmas, she would visit children's houses, and if they had been good, they would find a silver coin in their shoe the next day. But if they had been bad, these kids aren't seen the next day. Again, another warning, she's not very nice to these kids. So for these naughty kids, she would slit open their bellies and replace the insides with hay and pebbles. I know that's a little bit too intense, even for me. I don't know what these parents were telling their kids. I swear all these lovely kids' tales and stories, like Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, I'm sure they all have a terrible backstory. So while she was doing all of this, she would appear in two forms. Nice kids would see a beautiful woman in a white gown, and the naughty ones would see a withered old woman that just looked terrifying. Also, if you're wondering, I'm using the Jeffree Star Cremated palette. So whilst her only similarity to Krampus for now was that she punished these naughty kids in a very, very extreme way, she also had alongside her these little spirits called Pöchten, and much like her, they also had two forms. There were the beautiful Pöchten that brought good fortune, and then you had the ugly ones that had horns, tusks, tails, the works. Sound familiar? They sound a lot like Krampus. And these would go around house to house and chase away evil spirits. And these beliefs basically resulted in a festival where men would get dressed up as these little Pöchten, and they would go house to house getting rid of the evil spirits. And in exchange for chasing out these evil spirits, they would get alcohol. And this basically turned into a Halloween for adults, basically, in December. Which, to be fair, sounds amazing. Now, a lot of pagan beliefs get absorbed into the Christian religion, and this was done on purpose, basically to get more people to convert. So let me tell you what happened to this one. So the Christians came along and saw this festival of people getting dressed up in these creatures that do look a lot like demons, and said, no, this can't do, you need to stop this. The Austrians refused to stop the festival because it was part of their culture, so why do they have to stop? And some of them even dressed up as Saint Nicholas so that they could compromise a little bit. So you would have these demons running around with Saint Nicholas. The church still didn't like this, so they banned the festival completely. So to get around this ban of their own festival, the Austrians created a new monster. Now, this new creature would be very similar to the Puckton, but had a key difference. And that was that it would serve St. Nicholas and would be known as Krampus. Which is also why Krampus isn't known as the anti-Santa Claus. Rather, the both of them work together and they both go house to house, and he deals with the naughty kids and Santa deals with the good ones. Now, the Christians weren't too keen on Krampus either because he looked a lot like the devil. So they tried to get rid of him also. That didn't really work this time. So instead, they incorporated him into their winter traditions, aka Christmas. And thus, this duo of good and evil was created. And the church gave him his chains, which was supposed to represent the binding of evil by the church. And Krampus is still celebrated today. Don't mind me, I'm just putting on my beard. Anyway, he's still celebrated today in what's called the Krampuslof, which is now somewhat of a Krampus parade. And this parade basically consists of a lot of drunk men that dress up like Krampus and run around the streets chasing people and poking kids with sticks. The holiday spirit at its finest. So that's it, guys. That's the legend of Krampus. I'm gonna finish this beard and add a few finishing touches, and I'll be right back with the finished look. What do you think? There we have it. Here's Krampus. Ready to feast on all the kids. Season's greetings from Krampus. I'm actually super happy with the end result, and I actually really enjoyed filming this video, even though it took a lot of planning. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to the legend of Krampus and getting ready with me. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, because that'll let me know that you enjoyed the video and I can make more like this. Maybe I'll start a series and I can turn myself into all the urban legends and tell you guys all about it. I hope you've all had a wonderful Christmas or whatever other holiday you're celebrating. I wish you all a happy New Year's. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. I got glue in my hair yesterday. I got it in my hair today. I'm not gonna have any hair left by 2021. Why does your nose get itchy when you can't access it? It's so damn annoying. Please dry. Quickly. You smell so bad. Oh Lord. Voluptuous. Oh my god, this beard is so hard to put on. I'm such a failure. More like I shouldn't have decided to make the beard from scratch. Season's greetings from Krampus. There's something wrong with me.